please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Udayan Mukherjee to join in the conversation. Udayan, good morning from the high hills. How does ICICI look to you?
Well, the Axis Bank's reaction, Lata, was quite interesting last time around, and I think everybody's thinking about that after the Axis howler, if the stock could go up 10%, are we going to see an encore with ICICI if it also goes on to post disappointing numbers as the street expects? So I guess we'll have to see what the extent of disappointment is, adjusted for the ICICI Securities inflow, cash inflow, but it will all depend on what kind of kitchen sinking they will do, what is their slippages position in this current quarter, and whether the market has that confidence, as they seem to have after the Axis numbers, that they are actually fast-forwarding the process of disclosure, and in the subsequent quarters the reported damage will not be that bad. So it's a nuanced call on ICICI, but I would submit that the day the Axis numbers came out, the market was probably on a different kind of a momentum spiral where, you know, even on bad news, stocks were going up because the market clearly wanted to go higher beyond the 10,600 threshold. Over the last few days, we've seen a couple of disappointing reactions to good results. I mean, NIIT Tech, Hexaware, where the stocks came off. Of course, they had gone up a lot, but they came off after good news. I don't know whether that's a sign that the momentum picture is a little different from the market now than compared to when the Axis results came out. So I think the results reaction would be quite interesting to see for ICICI, and it depends on a large extent to whether even on watered down expectations there is a disappointment.
Okay, Udayan, hi, good morning. Since you started by talking about howlers, let me take that point forward. You know, a lot of erstwhile wealth creators reported howlers this time around, whether it was HCL Tech with their weak guidance or even Interglobe with a big fall in yields. How do you approach names like these now?
You know, Sonia, I think the result season was okay. I mean, you had hits and misses, but just in the last week or so, I think the mood might have got soured a little bit. It's not like any big company has come in with a massive howler, but on the margin, you know, you mentioned HCL Tech, that was disappointing. Indigo was bad. A couple of consumer names like Marico and Imami did not do well. Hero Motors and Ambuja were just about okay. Siemens was a bit of a howler and had bad news to share with the market on order inflows. I think it's just taken off a little bit of sheen from the earnings season as well. And ICICI Bank will be very critical today in determining what final number we end up with for the Nifty for FY18. But I think it would be fair to say that you're not ending the earnings season on a note where you say that you know, this was the great turnaround quarter and now we can thumb the table on 20% plus earnings growth for FY19. I think we are ending on a bit of a grey note for earnings as well. I mean, we can talk about individual names separately, but I think the last week's selling, particularly from FIIs, was not only because of crude. It might have had a little bit to do with earnings disappointments as well.
Okay, by the way, pre-open has now settled 10,653 on the Nifty, 35 points higher. The bank's Nifty up about 30 points. Within morning, so you know, Karnataka elections, you know, jury's out. I mean, this we had a cliffhanger, of course, in Gujarat as well. It looks like this one's headed that way. Could it be a bit of a mini binary event for the market?
It's an important event, Anuj. In fact, that's the thing about this week's trade, that you have a couple of important events. I think one is, the first event is the 12th of May, where the Trump deadline on Iran faces us. And crude is so important now, particularly in a relative context for India. I think if crude breaks out above 75, 76 beyond the 12th of May, and we make a decisive move towards $80 a barrel, I think that's a big roadblock for us. So that's the first event we need to negotiate with, particularly for our own market. Beyond that, the Karnataka elections, I don't know how it will pan out. I don't think anybody can call how it will turn out. But one thing's there, I mean, having looked at the last 6 months of election results, you could have a situation like you've had with many smaller states where the single largest party does not go on to form the government. It's possible that the Congress is number one in Karnataka, but some other BJP forms the government with the JDS. I mean, that's a likelihood which the street might be betting on at this point in time, but it's too close to call. And we'll see. But the market will probably get a little cautious just 2 days before the results, because there is no poll or there is no opinion which is coming out which is decisively saying that it is the BJP which has the advantage in Karnataka. But it will be an important event, particularly in the light of where global markets and crude stand by the time we are there to the 16th of May.